Hello, Gunpla fans. It's Speedball Harlan. Today for you guys, I have for you the HG from Witch of Mercury, GUEL'S DILANZA. And this was an interesting and fun build, guys. It's an awesome custom unit of the standard DILANZA that the high grade line does have, and we'll be getting an additional version of later on. But this was a fun version because, without too much spoiler, guys, this is a custom variant that was seen in the very first episode of the series, guys. And it is fun to look at, fun to build, and as I've seen many online do, fun to build special dioramas of. Let's put it that way. But yes, this was a easy HG to put together, guys. I mean, literally, I barely had to do any paint work. I mean, I just a little bit here and there, just for effect wise and such. Pretty much everything else is completely out of the box, and it is so easy to handle, and that's why I like it. It's easy, and I know tons of fans are definitely enjoying this mold for sure. And I know many are excited for the upcoming Dylan's Soul that we're supposed to be getting, which is, well, the military version, the more standard grunt version, pretty much. But yeah, this is of course Ghoul's Dylanza, and it is very interesting to say the least, especially being that, as you can all tell on the top of his head, he's spouting a very interesting accessory, and that is this really cool feather looking part right here, which, keep in mind, guys, not many gunpla or mobile suits wield feather-based accessories outside of course, the well-known Wing Zero. So it was interesting when this was first revealed and announced that this came with such a little gimmick, and the fact that it's actually color separate for the kit. I figured when this was going to be released, guys, that this was going to be in the same color as the rest of the body, honestly, something like that. But no, it's completely separate part, no sticker, nothing. It's just straight that way. I like it. And as you can see, he comes with this really awesome spear weapon, which, as you can see, I'm playing around with. But I like it because it has this cool beam effect, and it is just so awesome to spear an enemy with. You always gotta love those kind of weapons. So yes, as for articulation-wise, let's take the spear out of the way for 1 second. It's easy to put back on. And as you can see, for articulation, you can do a full 360 with the arm with no problem. Arms can go all the way out that high, in, 360 turn. And as for bends, all the way up, all the way down. And of course, ball joint hands, we all know what that means. But it is cool because if you look at the hands detailing, guys, it's got more of a sharp finger look. And those are really always cool mobile suits to have with that sharp fingers. Oh, and before I forget, even the shoulder armor has a little articulation for this part. Fun, easy, and weapon storageable. I love it. This can easily slide in. Oops, sorry. Slide in and out. And of course, with this kit, you will get, besides that, you get an extra beam effect specifically for the dagger weapon here, which of course he can wield in his hand pretty easily. And don't worry if you're wondering, oh, it's going to fall out. Nope, won't fall out. Love it, easy. And while we're at it, before I move on, he comes with the standard machine gun weapon that he can attach and shoot with. And while we're looking at weapons, let's take an additional look at the spear, guys, so you guys can see it full glory. Easy to assemble, no paint needed, and holds pretty well in the arm. And of course, if you're just wanting to spin it for fun, I do it for fun. I don't know why, I just like it. Then, of course, when you're in battle with him, you can stab your enemies everywhere and then just swipe their heads off. It's a really cool weapon, guys. But now back to articulation. So you can do a full twist with his body, and of course, he even has an ab crunch too. Back. No, he can't go all the way back. Sorry, guys. But then again, with this backpack section, that's understandable. And as for head, you can go so far, but because of the armor on the chin here, you're not gonna, be able to do a full 360 without, really moving it up and down. But you can move about that far, just because. Oh, one minor note to be wary of is well, giant horns here, or the commander horns, we'll just call it that for this case. Do watch out. It fits fine in the head, guys, but you can easily pop it out if you put enough pressure on it. So yeah, just a heads up there. But the feather holds in pretty well, so you don't have to worry about that, guys. Okay, now for the legs, they can go not that far, only because of the armor. And let's move the armor out of the way. Now you do have to move the front skirt a little bit out of the way, but yeah, you can go up that high without bumping it, and about that far back without moving the back armor. And as you can see, the back armor can be adjusted as well. And as for other articulation, it can move, swivel in and out. Just note, like again, once again, the armor blocks it. It has like a literal, almost Dom armor feel to it, guys. Especially when you look at the legs and so forth. And these feet, look at these feet, guys. These are like baby style Dom feet in a sense. And oh, and speaking of that, that's a cool feature because the actual front toe can bend upwards, which, well, normally if you bend your own toe that way, it's going to hurt. But this, of course, allows you to pose your machine in really cool battle poses. I like that. And of course, it's on a ball joint, so full 360. And you can break his ankle, just for fun, guys. If you don't like him, you can break his ankle. Or having a battle pose where he can split, which I don't know if you'd want to do that, but why not, right? So yeah, that's really about it. Yeah, it's an easy build, easy to customize, and definitely easy to build dioramas of. Trust me, I've seen them. uh, let's see. Before I forget, let's put his spear back in. Now, if you're wondering about extra accessories, no, guys. Outside of what I showed you, there's no other hands. There's nothing like that. Sorry, guys. At least not with this kit, however, because if you weren't aware of this, each version of the Dilanzon's line, as I said, there's 3 in the line. And so far, each version seems to come with a different assortment, guys. You got the Ghouls version with his special customized spear and feather, and the back spikes and such. And the standard version comes in a different color, of course, but different shoulder armor and an axe-like weapon, while also allowing you to change it into a more grunt version as well. And lastly is the military style, the Soul version, which is in gray, doesn't have any horn parts from what I remember, and has a red beam blade instead of a green, as you see with this one. But other than that, yeah. And speaking of that, if you were curious, guys, will any of the other 2 versions of the Dialenza have any spare parts from the previous, as in, like, if you're hoping, say, the Soul version came with the spear or the feather or anything like that, guys? No. Sorry, guys. So far from what I'm seeing, guys, none of them, including other witch kits, seem to come with any leftover parts from previous versions. So yeah, I'm sorry, guys, if you were hoping to do a custom version in any of the other 2 color schemes, sorry, you can't. Sorry, guys, unless you buy the other version, of course. Now, one little fun gimmick I was thinking about you could probably do is if you took this version here, Ghoul's Dilanza, and the Soul version, and you swap enough parts between them. This is just a silly thought, guy, but maybe there's a way to do an almost Dom custom with the mix of colored parts. Yeah, it's just a silly thought I came across, guys. I mean, what do you think, guys? Do you think this would be a cool looking witch style Dom if you mix the 2 colored parts? What do you think? But yeah, other than that, guys, yeah, this was an easy build, easy to assemble, and fun all the way around. And color wise, paint wise, it's easy, like I mentioned. In fact, the sticker sheet's that easy. It's literally only 2 stickers, guys. That's it. That's it. It's just the main eyes and the gun's camera. That's it. But literally, you can paint the eyes really easy on this kit. The yellow, you don't even have to paint. You just have to paint the black on the sides, and then the metallic color for the. Well, I can't call it a mono eye, guys. It's more like if you guys have ever seen the Vegans from Age. It's more like that. It's like that kind of sensor eye, which in my case I use the metallic, the new Gundam marker metallic blue. I like that more because it shows this type of teal. If you look on like and such artworks and animes, it seems that more people do blue eyes than the teal. I mean, I just figured it would look nice that way, and I think it came out pretty well. But yeah. So before we go, let's do some comparisons. And since we're talking about commander style grunts, what better one than a Charzaku? So the height is definitely different between Witch's universe and the UC verse. So yeah, as you can see, the height's way different. I mean, even if you took the horn here off and the spikes, yeah, the head would still just be above it, just a bit. Wow. And since we're talking about Witch, what better than the very mobile suit that took care of it in the first episode? Let's leave it at that. But while we're talking about it, why don't we throw in a grunt? The Demi Trainer. I love that little guy, and yes, you'll be seeing that in another video. But yeah, as you can see, this guy's pretty tall for a grunt, so that's why, like I said, it reminds me of the Dom in many ways. But lastly, let's look at a 1/100 comparison, and that will be the F90. So yeah, it's definitely decent size. Oh, it's not that expensive from what I remember. Yeah, that's the one benefit with the Witch line, guys, I've loved so far is that they're not too expensive. They're pretty good with color separation. Well, for most of the grunts, let's put it that way. And the best benefit that I haven't mentioned yet is that they are polycap free. Yes. Now I can't say for anything that comes up with the new season and such, but so far, especially from what I've built, most of the kits I've done, no polycaps. that is an impressive surprise, guys. Because most gunpla lines, not just single kits. I'm talking about full waves or full series wise. Usually, there's a couple kits that use polycaps, and so far, what I've done built so far, I haven't used one polycap. So that's awesome. I like it. I mean, compared to literally, if you went back to IBO since that was the last series to this series, yeah, they've jumped a lot as an advancements. And just because, I mean, you can definitely say for sure, guys, they've taken the experiences of the 30-minute missions kits series, guys, and other such kits like that, and they're definitely working that style of designing and such into the gunpla line here, and that's why I like it, and I can't wait to see what comes next, especially for the second season. And I know a lot of fans are hoping we get more FMs in this case for this line, including other grunts and such, but we'll have to wait and see. Am I right? So yeah, that's about it for today, guys. I highly recommend this kit, and of course, you'll see the other versions soon enough. And yeah, that's about it for today, guys. I thank you guys always for coming, and I hope you're enjoying your hobby, and I will see you later.